Welcome back to Farm and Hammer, everyone. In today's video, well, first of all, I'm out here with the group of heifers, and I'll just get going right now. As you guys know, all the white faces, those are all the Heifer crosses here. Those are all my dad's heifers. These are all in the beef herd, and these solid black ones, I don't know if you guys can tell, these are all my Holstein Gelbvieh cross animals. These are all my heifers here, and we mixed them all together just to make grazing a little bit more efficient, at least on this side of the farm. You can tell which ones mine are because they're friendly, but we have rotated them through a few pastures now. We've been moving them once every 2 days so far, just because the grass is starting to grow, and as you guys can tell, it is super wet. This is probably the wettest winter, well, wettest winter I've ever been alive for, at least on this farm. It just rains practically every day, and we haven't had a break pretty much all winter. So they've got, I don't know, 2-inch holes in the ground where they walk, which isn't terrible, but not great. Now, as you can tell, we have a few more baby calves out here. I think in total in the group of heifers, out of the 14 that we're supposed to calve, we have 11, I believe. So like these two, they're more than a month old. They're looking pretty good. And these are all out of the Angus bull. I know I've showed you some of these before. That one there is actually out of this cow right here. She's a cull cow. We were about to sell her, and we realized she was bagging up, so we just let her calve, and she actually ended up having a pretty good calf. So can't complain. She will be getting sold though, because she didn't get bred last cycle. So anyway, the rest of the calves are here. We've mostly had bulls out of these heifers, which I guess is good. And as you can tell, we've got this Angus bull. He's still in with them. Whenever I moved my heifers in with this group, we tried to get him separated. We had him separated. We had him 3 fields away, and he ended up getting angry and broke through 2 fences and got onto the neighbor's property trying to get back to these. So instead of tearing up the neighbor's fence or anything like that, we just put him back in with these for now. So whenever we get these in, that's when we'll get him separated. So I guess mine still have another chance to get bred if they're going to. Anyway, just thought I'd give you guys an update on the heifers and my heifers and kind of what's going on there. You can tell compared to the straight beef animals, there's not that much of a size difference, height-wise, but there's definitely a weight difference. Obviously, the beef animals are much more filled out, and the Holsteins are a lot more taller and lankier. All the beefs are pretty much filled out. So here's the newest pair right here. Once again, she's a first-time heifer, and she had this little bull calf. He's also out of that Angus bull. Anyway, pretty nice looking pair there. And I'm gonna drive around and make sure there's no other heifers in the timber or anything like that trying to calve. Anyway, there's the update on the heifers. Thought I'd let you guys know that they're all mixed together now. So in today's video, I'm not gonna be showing you any of the bottle calves, just because I've been showing a lot of that recently. And but I did want to show you, we are in the pen where the weaned calves are, the 3 weaned ones. And as I said last week, we put 2 of the black baldies or black white face calves. We put those on the nurse cow. Those are 2 out of the newest group of bottle calves I bought. And since we put them on the nurse cow, we of course had to wean off her older calves. And I don't know if you remember these guys. This is the other one. He's actually the Holstein's calf. So he probably weighs close to 400 pounds. He's a big dude for being 4 months old or 3 months old, whatever he is. But those 2 were already eating grain a couple months ago, so the weaning process hasn't been too difficult for them. We can get them switched over onto grain pretty easily. And my 3, you can see the size difference here. They're tiny compared to him. they're all just getting feed, water, and of course they have grass to nibble on. These bottle calves, they really don't know what they're doing when it comes to grazing. They haven't been out on grass. They don't know what's good and what's bad. So a lot of times when you're weaning bottle calves and they've never been on to pasture before, it's good to mix them in with either a cow or an older calf that's been on pasture for a while, just because they do learn from each other. And so a baby calf, if they're out on pasture with their mother, they're going to learn from their mother what's good to eat, what's not. But these bottle calves, they have no clue what's good, so they just kind of nibble on everything and figure it out themselves. But when you have older animals in here that have been on grass their entire life, they know what's good already, and these little calves actually do learn from older animals. So they're picking up some grazing habits from the other two, and I think they're starting to figure it all out. And of course, they're all enjoying the sunshine and grass. Anyway, weaned calves are doing well so far. The two older ones that we took off the nurse cow, they adjusted pretty well. They only mooed for the first day and a half maybe, and then they quit. So weaning was definitely not hard on them. Now I'm going to show you guys the nurse cow and the two new calves, as well as some of her previous calves she's raised, because they're right across the fence here. So here's the nurse cow. We'll see if she'll let me pet her. Nope, not feeling it today. But these are the two little calves. They were the smallest ones, and they will kind of sell well with my dad's beef calves just because they're black white face. Anyway, they were the smaller ones, and this little one here, he's the most aggressive, the one on the left. And she lets him nurse, but she's still not very fond of him yet. So it'll just take her a little bit of time. We kept her in the corral with him for 3 days, and by the end of the 3 days, she quit kicking them and she was letting them suck, but as you can tell, she's still got a full udder on her. They definitely don't drink as much as the older calves did because they're a lot smaller. So that's going well. We are still monitoring this whole situation pretty closely because we don't want calves coming out hungry, and we don't want her drying off early because she didn't want to feed them. So anyway, that's the update on the nurse cow. I did have a couple questions last week about the oldest Brahma calf. Since we only have one left now, I did want to show you guys though. So this solid black one here, he is one of the Angus Holstein crosses. I put him on the nurse cow along with, where is he? That one there with the little star on his face. Those two were on her at the same time last year, so she raised them. But before them, she raised, see that one there, and this one here. That was an actual beef calf. His mother died during birth, so we put him along with the Holstein's actual calf on her, of course, and she raised 4 for us. But then after all of those were done, she raised the 2 Brahma calves, the half Brahma cross calves. And this is him, and of course he's gonna hide from me here. Anyway, he's grown really well. He's the same age as these beef calves here, and he's roughly the same size. And he was even weaned at 3 months, so he's kept up nicely. The other one did actually die. We think it was from blackleg. We had the vet out here, but nothing was confirmed. So the nurse cow raised 5 calves for us last year, and they're all right here in this group, and they're all roughly the same size. So if that tells you anything, nurse cows are, first of all, a time saver, and they also grow some excellent looking calves. So anyway, so these 2 little guys, they are next on the list. These will be number 3 and 4 for her this season. So lately she hasn't been getting bred like a cow normally would. Typically a cow will calve once a year at the same time. And she started off, I believe, as a fall cow. She used to calve in the fall every year, and because we've been putting so many calves on her, we haven't really put her in with the bull as much. And so she calved in the spring the next season. This time she calved in July. And so she's kind of all over the place, but we can typically find some calves to put on her, so we're not too worried. And if she keeps raising 6 calves for us, we can't really complain. So she's doing a good job. She's out here on pasture. She is getting supplemented with some grain at the moment. But then after these calves are older, we'll take her off grain and she'll maintain on grass for the most part. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this update. Like I said, it wasn't bottle calves, just because I've been showing a bunch of those recently, but just thought I'd give you an update on the nurse cow, her calves, and of course all the heifers. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one, and I will see you all next time.